Hi, I'm Edna. In today's episode of Edna's Adventures, I'm about 5 days into my cycling adventure riding the Pacific Coast Route down from Vancouver, Canada to the US border with Mexico. So far on this journey, I've been following the very well-designed Pacific Coast Route maps created by the Adventure Cycling Association. But on yesterday's ride, I decide to venture off that well-tested route, instead taking what I think will be a shortcut to Astoria, Oregon through some rural country back roads. Unfortunately, the route I create for myself turns out to include some roads that simply don't exist, as well as lots of poorly maintained roads on private land, where I somehow find myself trespassing through multiple tree farms in the middle of Washington state, occasionally backtracking and eventually camping in the middle of a private forest. That's where we'll pick things up at the beginning of today's video, following a brief recap of yesterday's events. Thank you so much for being here, and I do hope you enjoy the journey ahead. So I'm actually not following the adventure cycle map today. My bike computer is very clearly telling me to go in this direction, where it says a permit is required. Okay, now I am not so pleased with the app I used to map out this route. I used Komoot. It's telling me to go here, which does not appear to be a road. This is all a bit sketchy. Okay, before I give up entirely, I'm trying one other route. I don't have much hope, but just in case. And we're back where we started. Or I guess where I started trespassing. That'll show me. I am starting to regret mapping my own route. Oh dear. Okay, I'm starting to not like these yellow gates. Once again, it says no trespassing, private property. I think I've got to go through. I also think I just need to find a spot to camp near here for tonight. Okay, well, I'm just on a little side access road for the power lines, but I'm going to assume no one is coming to access anything on this road from now. It's like 9 p.m. until, 6 or 7 a.m. So I'm going to call it a night and set up camp and hopefully get out of here in the morning. But this has been a fun adventure. Well, good morning. Well, I got a decent sleep last night and I just packed up my sleeping bag and mattress and I'm getting ready to pack the tent. I woke up a couple of times just anxious, thinking about like the next hill and like wondering why I didn't take some air out of my tires yesterday, which I'm going to do this morning because that'll give me a little more traction on these very rocky, loose gravel roads. But other than that, it was a lovely night. So I'm gonna finish packing up and hit the road. It looks like within about 25K, I should be back on a main road. But since my map wasn't labeled properly, I can't be 100% sure, because it thinks I'm on a main road and I'm definitely not. Okay, and we are off. Starting with this 9% gradient average climb, which I'm sure I'll have to walk some of. I really hope I get back onto the main roads today and out of the trespassing territory. All right, more later. Okay, well, now we have a real problem because I had what I thought was a little fall, just slipped on some loose gravel, and now my back derailleur doesn't seem to be working. So I can't, it's just stuck in the lowest gear, like the one that makes you work the hardest, which is not good. Oh God. Hopefully I can ride this on this gear. Like my front derailleur works and will let me switch between the big chain and the little chain. It's very strange. Okay, well, I'd be enjoying it all a little bit more if I could change gears up and down the chain, but it is a beautiful day and it's now pretty flat, and it looks like it's going to be flat with the exception of one hill that I'll probably just need to walk. But check this out, it's just stunning. Beautiful river that I'm going to be riding alongside for a stretch. I think I've gone through most of the chunky loose gravel bits, which is what set me off. I don't have the tires for that and I just lost control. So hopefully a bike shop in Astoria can help me sort out the rear derailleur. I had a spotted reception and I was looking at solutions, but I haven't been able to come up with anything. So fingers crossed, and yeah, hopefully I can get there without too much more problems. Too many more problems. Okay, more later. Well, we've just crossed through another gate. Hoping that means I'm back on a public road. I don't really know, but I'm leaving this private access area, so that feels kind of like a relief. All right, one step at a time, one pedal at a time. We have another one. I'm just gonna go for this because I am really too far in to turn back now. And also I just passed a house, the first one I've seen in I don't know how many, like 50, 60, 80 kilometers. And there was a very angry German Shepherd. So, all right, let's see how this goes. This single speed ride is not easy. Okay, I think I'm back on regular roads. I just crossed another yellow gate that in this direction that I came from says no trespassing. So I think I'm back on regular roads. I also just saw a car for the first time since yesterday when I turned off that main highway. So I think we're maybe in the clear. I'm gonna pump up my tires for road pressure again and call the bike shop in Astoria, hoping they're open today. All right, well, I've reached the main road, Highway 4, that goes from Washington into Oregon. Eventually it'll cross over the Columbia River, which is supposed to be quite an epic bridge. I'm a little nervous about the hill climb over the bridge, given my current gearing. But the good news is I just was able to call and speak to the owner from Bikes and Beyond in Astoria, Scott, the owner who totally knows how to fix the kind of fancy derailleur I have, and is going to be there to sort me out this afternoon. So I'm so relieved, and I just feel really grateful and relieved to know that there's someone who can help me get my bike back into working gear so I can climb hills again. All right, here we go. Okay, well, I'm really keen to get to that bike shop, but I also had to stop for some coffee. See the bridge approaching. made it into Oregon, into Astoria, after having come over the bridge that you see behind me, crossing the Columbia River. Oh man, that was a mission, given the lack of gears I have. Wow, I'm really grateful that my knee wasn't bothering me today and hasn't been since yesterday, because those hills, man, on that lowest rung of the cassette, the toughest gear, that's no joke. Whew. So it feels such a relief to be here and to be headed to this bike shop. Scott's going to meet me there in about an hour, so I've got a little bit of downtime to breathe and maybe get a bite to eat and just feel the relief. Phew. All right. Check out this gorgeous rail trail. Beautiful Columbia River. Okay. See you soon. Well, I dropped my bike off at Bikes and Beyond, and Scott will be there in about an hour, so I'm taking advantage and taking in the beautiful little town of Astoria. It's really cute. There you go. And we are back in business, back on the road, thanks to Scott and Emilio at Bikes and Beyond. It was Emilio who spotted the derailleur hanger. As soon as I came in, he's like, that looks just a little bit bent. And indeed, that's all it was. We waited for Scott to come in and have a look at it, but Emilio just straightened the hanger and that did the trick, and the bike started working again. So it must have a system that just prevents it from shifting when the hanger is a little bit off. So really, really, really grateful to be able to shift again, and just so grateful to Emilio and Scott, who were incredibly kind and generous and helpful, and that was just amazing. So phew. So back on the road. That was quite a nice long break, so I'm not sure how far I'm going to end up going today. I've done about 50K to get here, and I would love to do another 80 or so, but it's already after 3, so we'll see. We'll just see how we go, and how the winds are. So yeah, phew, I'm so grateful. It's a beautiful day. One more view of this bridge. Here's Washington, here's Oregon, and here we go. Welcome to the Oregon coastline. This is the lovely beachside town of Seaside. This is the adorable next seaside town of Cannon Beach. It's so lovely. This really is such a stunning coastline.
breakfast stop just somewhere south of Manzanita. I'm having the most awesome breakfast. I love eating while cycling. Huevos rancheros and homemade sourdough toast. Oh man, I just didn't even remember to do anything when I got in last night other than clean up and get some sleep, because it was quite a late day given the long break I took in Astoria and how far I decided to ride. So I'm getting quite a late start this morning. It's already 10, but I really needed the rest, and I'm feeling so grateful to have a working bike again. So yeah, not sure how far I'm going to get today. I'd love to get to Lincoln City, which would be 140K, but all road, so it's definitely faster going now that I'm back on pavement. Fingers crossed.